Hey, I am Daddy Huge Hefner, and today I'm here with the Cigar Gentleman.
I'm Bill the Cigar Gentleman.
Awesome.
Nice to be here with you, Huge.
Thank you. Nice to be here with you as well. All right. Today, you used to see me smoke a pipe. Very used to seeing him with a cigar. Today, we've got the Espinosa Sumatra Toros. They're very, very good. So, as a pipe smoker, I tend to have the flavor palettes of all the pipe tobaccos down. Yeah. And it seems to be a challenge for me that I'm overcoming lately of how to pick up the flavors of a cigar, because every time I smoke one, I'm like, yes, that does taste like a cigar. I like the cigariness of it.
The cigar, yeah, nice.
Very good.
Wow, this tastes like a cigar.
Well, yeah. Not so cigarette-y, but much more cigar-y.
Definitely on a cigar, the flavors are a little more nuanced and not as. I mean, on some cigars you get cigars that have like bold flavors and they just punch you in the mouth with flavor.
Absolutely.
But with pipe tobacco, it's always there up front. Like you're always got flavor. So and so it's fun to smoke cigars because you get it, you're guessing sometimes like, what is that? Is that nutty, or is that
nutty
creamy,
and leathery, and
or is that leather, or could be anything.
Absolutely.
Wow, that tastes like band. Oh, I'm smoking a band now.
It's bandier than hell.
Yeah.
I may have forgotten to take the band off it a few times.
Oops.
Right. Yeah. So that's kind of what we're talking about today. Is I enjoy a cigar from time to time. He enjoys pipe from time to time. He's definitely the cigar master, and I'm definitely the pipe guy. So we're here enjoying some cigars, the Espinosa Sumatras, and we're just going to talk about some of the differences between the two hobbies and why they're both fantastic.
Yeah.
So I know.
Well, let's thank Ash and Anvil for letting us hang out in the back here and smoke cigars and do a little filming.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Ash and Anvil and Gardner, Kansas.
Big shout out to you guys.
They have pipe tobacco here that smells amazing, and they have a very nice selection of cigars, especially Espinosas. And
very much so.
This Saturday is an Espinosa event.
Yes.
So Saturday, March 16th is an Espinosa event here at Ash and Anvil and Gardner.
I will be in attendance, and I will be smoking an Espinosa.
Me too.
And we've got Josh here, our Espabrosa, and he's always keeping them well stocked. So. All about them 601s, baby. They're very good.
Delicious.
Yes,
this new Sumatra is really delicious, too.
It is. It's a good one. Yeah, this is... I know for sure when I smoke a pipe, I've got a pretty serious ADHD issue. I don't think anybody's under any belief structure that I don't have that problem. And I find that playing with it and packing the pipe and stirring it up and tearing the tobacco into little pieces and lighting it 5 times, like it holds my ADD like a little baby, and it strokes its hair. It's so nice. It says, "Oh, you're going to be just fine, mental disorder."
Well, that's the one thing guys that smoke pipes enjoy about it. There's a process.
Absolutely.
And you keep it lit. You got to keep it lit. You keep it tamped down. It's a little process, and gentlemen who like to and ladies who like to smoke their pipes like that process.
Very much so.
And when you're smoking a cigar, you just smoke the cigar.
Yeah, it's a little more straightforward. It's a little more straightforward.
Yeah, you're just kind of hanging out. Sometimes it goes out. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you get ones that burn weird. Not this one, but you get some that burn weird, and then you touch it up. But otherwise, it's a different procedure, I guess, than smoking a pipe.
Very much so. I get a lot of the same pleasure out of both. when it comes to the flavors of the tobacco. And there's 100 different kinds of cigars. There's 100 different thousands. There's thousands of types of cigars with 1,000 different flavors, 1,000 different pipe tobaccos with 1,000 different flavors. And that's what I like about it so much is, if you did it the right way, you never have to have the same experience twice. But we all find one we really dig, like this guy here, and we enjoy the same flavor over and over again.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I've come to find that with cigars, there's a place in my heart for them. Where I just want to kick back, light that cigar, and just let it go. Yeah, let my day be. And but there is a little bit of nuance to the cigar too. Sure. Learning to ash it without. I'm an ex-cigarette smoker. I quit that horrible habit years ago, and it's still in my mind when I get the tiniest little bit of ash to smack my cigar on the edge of the ashtray the way you would flick a cigarette, and that's a huge mistake. You'll bust it open, it'll unravel. Oh, yeah. It's a nightmare. And having a good ash is supposed to be a good thing, right?
Yeah, yeah. And I am notorious, as some of my followers know, that the ash will fall on me because I am lazy and won't ash until the very last second, and so I usually have a pile of it on me.
Right.
And I'm like, oh man, come on.
Yeah, that's one of the many reasons I suggest a smoking jacket. You can dump the ashes on these things; they don't burn through. And when it comes to the pipe, I definitely breathe into it a lot more often than I'm supposed to. I do the breath method back and forth, and I do have quite a few shirts that have little pinholes all through it, where hot tobacco is just eating through the fabric. But what do you do, man?
Exactly. I mean, it is what it is, and one of the things, not everything is foolproof, of course. So, when you're just sitting there enjoying a cigar, you lose track of time. You lose, and especially even when you're smoking a pipe, you lose track of time. You're engrossed in your thoughts, keeping the pipe going and just enjoying yourself. You got, with a pipe, you probably have 40 minutes, 45 minutes of a bowl. And that 45 minutes, you are just in bliss.
Yeah. You're on your time.
Exactly.
That's what I always say is pipe time is my time. Know? And I feel the same way about smoking a cigar. Yeah. Is when I'm doing this, the world can kiss my grits, like I'm worried about this. Kidding. It's a pleasure. It's a luxury. Yeah. It's something that you're doing just to kick back and relax.
Yeah. It's definitely one of those things that it always relaxes you. Always. And if it doesn't, then maybe you need to smoke more often. You need another stick
and
or another bowl.
If there's one universal truth, whether it's pipe tobacco or cigar tobacco, it's that it's amazing for facial hair. Look at that. Look at the growth we get. That's pure tobacco right there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Let me tell you what, though. It has its costs.
We try to hide it, but
we think so. It makes the hair heavy. It pulls down through the skull and out the chin. But
if you remember when we were kids, they had that Woolly Willy thing with the magnetic graphite, whatever. Right. That's exactly what happened to me.
That's right. Somebody shook it to the bottom. All
here it is.
Metal pieces are at the bottom. That's no good. Look at me. I'm doing it again.
All right.
Roll if you feel it's necessary. You roll the ashes off. Oh yeah. But these are just great cigars. Again, how would you describe the nuance of the flavors?
So the flavors on this one are it's nutty, has a little pepper to it, a little bit in the retrohale. I get a little note of coffee on it, but yeah, it's and it has a little bit of an earthiness to it too. I think so.
I definitely enjoy that. I definitely get the coffee flavor and the pepperiness when you retrohale. If you don't know what that is, retrohale is where you blow it out your nose without breathing it in. It smokes in your mouth, lungs full of air, and then it shoots out. You get a lot of flavor nuances that way. I do it all the time with pipe tobacco. You pick up so many flavors that you just wouldn't have noticed.
Yeah, and those flavors. The funny thing about doing that is that it will enhance the flavors on your palate.
Absolutely.
So
you taste more.
Yeah, once you learn to retrohale, because it takes some practice. It
does.
The first few times I did it, I thought I was dying. I was choking. And like, oh my God, why does anybody ever do this?
Yeah, right. The first time I retrohaled a cigar, I thought, I've made a mistake. I just pepper sprayed my own nostrils.
Yeah, makes your eyes water.
Right.
But after a while, once you get into practice and you do it, sometimes you don't even know you're doing it, and then you're like, oh, what's that? That's a new flavor. That's something new I didn't taste before.
Very much so.
It's fun, the discovery, especially in both pipe tobacco and cigars. The discovery in each stick or different pipe tobacco is so much fun. That's one of the enjoyable things about smoking a cigar or smoking a pipe is the discovery. Because sometimes even on pipe tobacco, I've noticed that if I open a tin right up and smoke it, I get certain flavors, but if I let it sit for a while, and I get some new flavors to go along with the ones I already knew about, and it's so much fun. And cigar smoking is a lot like that too. Sometimes you smoke it and you're like, oh wow, I got that flavor, and you're like, man, I really like that. So you go back and you get another one, and then of the same one, and then you're like, oh, I got a new flavor. This is great.
Right.
And so it's fun. You spend an hour or less smoking a cigar or a pipe, and you're sitting there in your thoughts, you're tasting things, you're just having a very relaxing time, I think.
Absolutely. And I come up here, especially to Ash and Anvil, but any lounge really. I mean, and you meet amazing people. This is how we met. You sit around, you talk. You can be in a relaxed state, and everybody's laughing, and you'll be. And they call it the great equalizer. You'll be smoking with a doctor, a millionaire, a guy that cigar's what he's having for dinner. And everybody's on an equal plane at that point. Because you're enjoying a cigar, you're enjoying a pipe, it's premium tobacco. Premium tobacco is it's a great equalizer between different castes of society. It's it's a bonding experience.
It is. You meet so many people, so many different walks of life, so many different stages in life too. Like you'll meet some young people, you meet some old people, you meet everybody, and it's not just
friends are a lot like work friends. As you're looking forward to seeing your 21-year-old and your 65-year-old, buddies. Whereas in the other place, you might not, quite feel that way.
And I'll say that your lounge friends don't really piss you off like your work friends might.
Fact. They're not getting in your way.
Exactly. Yeah. You're not expecting anything out of your lounge friends, but a great conversation. That usually is what's going to happen when you've got a stick in your hand or a pipe in your hand. It's fantastic. A lot of times you're just sitting around and somebody will say the funniest thing ever. I mean, you hear the craziest jokes, you hear the most wild stories. Everybody's got a cool story to tell.
Very much so.
And sitting around smoking and just enjoying life, it's fantastic.
It is. We suggest if you're one of those people that smokes cigars alone, smokes pipes alone on your porch, try to get out to a lounge. If you don't have a lounge, get out to find some other people online maybe. I don't know how you meet them. Mm-hmm. Is there a cigar tender? I don't.
I will say there are some.
Call it Embers.
Embers. There you go. Yeah. There are some online herbs.
Don't steal that. TM.
Yeah. Trademark. There you go. There are online herbs that if you can get into a group on Discord, they do online herbs also. There's a huge community of pipe and cigar smokers out there, and you can find them online. I find lots of them online, and if you have a brick and mortar near you, go to one. It's fantastic.
It is. It's
I've always felt welcome.
Me too.
At any brick and mortar I've ever been in.
Absolutely.
And I've been, so I'll tell you, I went to the Davidoff bar in Vegas, the one across the street from the Wynn.
Definitely jealous.
And it is a nice place and is relaxing. And I just struck up a conversation with a couple people from out of town too, and we all sat around smoking cigars and having some whiskeys one night. It was fantastic. It was a great evening after I'd been at a convention all day, losing my mind.
Right.
So yeah, it doesn't matter where you are. If you find a lounge, you're going to find somebody interesting to speak to, and you'll find a friend.
Absolutely.
Really will happen.
It's its own community. You form a community around the hobby, the luxury, whatever you want to call it, the pastime, and it definitely connects people together, which is huge. Huge. I've definitely met some of the coolest people I've ever met just by smoking with them, talking with them. And I think if you don't have a brick and mortar, and I've been talking to some people online who sadly don't have that. They don't have a cigar lounge in their area. Maybe they, certain states it's not popular. Certain countries it's not popular or not allowed by law. I'd say get online, form some friendships, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, whatever you got to do, and start setting it up. Be like, hey, we're all getting together to smoke pipes at this park.
Yeah,
we're gonna roast some cigars down at the lake. Yeah, get everybody together. It doesn't have to be just this. Maybe you're fishing.
Exactly.
Find something to do with a large group and get them all interested in the same hobby. I mean, you're gonna have a blast. Yeah,
even if you just find one other person to do it with. Eventually what will happen is somebody will see you and go, oh, you guys smoke cigars? I usually smoke cigars. You're like, well, yeah, we kind of come down here every Saturday at 3 and smoke cigars.
There you go.
Feel free to join us.
Please join us. Yeah, absolutely.
You meet some of the nicest, most genuine people.
You very much do.
Smoking a cigar, smoking a pipe. I've come to the Midwest. Is it the Midwest Pipe Club?
Midwest Pipe Club, okay. Right.
I've been to a couple of those, and it's amazing. Guys bring tons of tobacco, and they're like, here, try this, try that, try this, try that. It's amazing. And
we're always sharing the tobacco. Want everybody to try something new, try something they haven't tried before. Some of them are the legends. The Frog Morton or whatever, if you can stand a lot of Kia. But some of the most sought after tobaccos in the world. I can't stand the smell of them, but that's part of the journey, man. That's part of the community.
And it's also a good way to find out what everybody's smoking. Then you just say, hey, what are you smoking? What are you smoking? You find out, and then they tell you all about what they're smoking, and you'll learn about a cigar that you might like. And so you're like, oh, well, they have it here. And most of the time, if they're at a lounge, they have that cigar at that lounge. So the person you're talking with will be like, yeah, it's this, and it's over there in the corner on the top shelf, and you can't miss it. And you're like, I'm having it next.
Very much so. Very much
and so you get to try different cigars and not have to worry about, is it the propaganda from the cigar manufacturer or somebody who just is overselling it online, So, it's a great way to find new cigars.
It is, absolutely. You'll find new cigars, new pipe tobaccos. You'll get turned on to so many great things that just
definitely
it just changes the way some of it can just change the way you see cigars in general. I at one point was, if it's not a Maduro, I'm not interested, and I was that way for a very long time. And I have been turned on to your camera fell, bud.
That's all right.
Okay,
I'll just get your video.
We've been turned. We'll edit that out. But we've been, I've been turned on to some absolutely incredible. Everything. Connecticut, sun-grown. Honduras, I mean, everything. There's 1,000 different wrappers, which I thought there was 3. I thought there was Connecticut, Maduro, and
Habano.
Oh, what's the green one?
Oh, that's the Candela.
Yeah. And I also said, I hate Candelas. That was a sentence that came out of my mouth, and I now enjoy Candela cigars.